Hi, welcome to today's video. In this video we're going to review the Moto G 4G. Now it's been a while since I actually put the unboxing video on, but here is actually the review video of this device. So let's start on the outside. What does the outside of the Moto G have? Now this doesn't come included, this is just an outside case that you can actually buy for the Moto G. If I show you around the back of it, it's kind of a, I don't know really what you would call it, it's kind of fuzzy back to it, which you can get different colours like blue, yellow and red and some others I think, that you can stick on. They're about £10 to £15 from Amazon, but yeah, you basically it's a magnetic cover. Basically it's got a magnet that sticks it together. Unfortunately the magnets cover a little bit loose on mine, so it doesn't really work that well. So it also it switches the screen on as well like that. So when you open it, so that's also very useful, and so it also protects your screen because it's soft in the inside here as well. So it's it's very useful. On the top here we've got a headphone part. I'm very sorry about the camera again. So basically in that part you just plug your headphones in and you can get all your music through the headphones. That little part next to it, which I don't think you can really see, but you can obviously see a little bit there. So that is a I think it's a microphone. I'm not quite sure what that part does, what that little hole does. I'm very sorry about the poor video quality of this camera. I really need to do something about it. But basically on the side, carrying on the side we've got the lock and sleep buttons. So obviously that turns the screen off, off and on and all the rest of it like that. We've got a status notification light there that comes on and off when you got a notification. My friends just sent me an email. So the light starts flashing when you've got a notification, like text, Facebook, whatever. We'll go into that in a minute. We've got a front facing camera, which will demonstrate as well, because obviously I've got the face unlocking feature on this, so I can show you that in a minute. That is also so you can hear people when you're talking to someone on the phone. And that's about it for that part. This is a screen, so it's touch screen. No buttons down here. It's just on its own. It's basically just the other Moto G really, but just with 4G and an SD card slot. That's all it really is. There is a USB slot there, which you plug in. I have had a little bit of a few charging issues with this device though. Sometimes it won't charge. If you flatten it and then charge it, it won't charge. I have no idea why, but as soon as you come to unplug it, it will just go off again and it'll say it's not charged. I have no idea why it does it. It's a silly phone. Don't know why. Motorola really need to address that, but hopefully they will do one day. Volume up, volume down, as you can expect. Because that's volume up, so that's volume down. Screenshot, but using them two buttons there, the volume up and the power. That's a flashlight. You can also use that as a flashlight, but it drains the battery quite a lot, so I don't know whether you really want to use that. Camera, front facing camera, speaker slot, also where the sound comes out of. And that's about it really for the exterior of the device. I can try and get into the back and we can show you some of the SD card, where the SD card goes. So this is in the back of the Motorola Moto G. This is the non-removable battery. This is where you put the SD card in, just here, micro SD. You might be able to see that, but it says there micro SD. That's where you plug the SD card in, and you just pull it out and push it in. It's not a push-pull thing. You just pull it out and push it in. It's not, push it in to take it out or whatever. We've got the SIM card there, the micro SD SIM card. And that's about it really. That was quite easy to detach, but in the inside, it just gives you a bit of information. But really just stick it, but all you need to do is take the old one off and just stick the new one on like that. That's it, it's done. It's actually that quick to turn on to connect. But anyway, so let's move on to the inside of the phone. So if we open it up, this is the face recognition, so I just opened it like that. It basically recognises your face and lets you in, as you probably gathered. On the actual camera, on the actual phone itself, we have many apps. Some of them are come included, but I've actually put some new ones on. But when you get it, you get your Play Store, obviously. Again, I'm very sorry about the screen. You can't really see anything on it. But I'll screenshot it so you can give an idea of what comes included. But obviously I'll try and find a link as well. Might be better actually to try and find the link. Basically, you get all your Google stuff included, so you get Google Search, which is a bit like Google Now, which is what they're trying to make it into. You get Maps, you get Hangouts, you get Play Store, you get Quick Office, so it's like you got a bit of Word in there. Play Music, basically everything in the Play Store really. People phone, it's very useful really, some of the stuff. But this phone, I call it a spy phone because I kind of think it is. So, but what I mean by that is that it basically knows where I work. I haven't told it anything about where I work, but it somehow picked it up that I work there. But I think it's because it knows I go there every day, so obviously it tracks me where I go all the time. But how it knows that's my work is just strange. It tells me it knows I go on the bus to get to work as well, and what time I get on the bus. It's just strange. It tells me how long it's going to take to get there. It's just the oddest phone. It's quite scary what it does. It tells you what I've ordered and everything like that, and it's just really creepy. But if you can live with that, that's alright. But it's alright, I don't mind it. But yeah, I had to dial it down a bit because it was getting a little bit scary. So, and I did that through the Google search thing. And a bit of a notification panel up there. It changes when, as you just saw then, when you get emails. Obviously that's a notification there. It tells you when you get emails, when you get Facebook messages. You've got your Wi-Fi up there. You got your mobile network there, and you got your battery. You got your time, and obviously mine's on silent. I've put Avast on here. You put antivirus on it. Remember to get the correct ones. Don't get ones from like spammers or whatever. Texting's on there. Camera obviously works alright. So yeah, you can see what's going on over there. There's a mouse on there. My computer. And you can turn it round and video and everything like that. That works. What else do we have? It's quite a fast phone. I've had a bit of a lag on it though. It has lagged, so a bit, because obviously I quite like to do things quite fast. You see, so what happens is it lags a little bit, but there's nothing, you can get used to it. Generally it doesn't lag, but that button there takes you to all the apps you've got open. You just close them, simple as like that, and it's not really hard. Obviously, sometimes if you go too fast like that, it all comes a bit. Or it gets lost. When you install apps, sometimes apps will appear on here and you can just drag them off and drag them into folders like I have. Yeah, basically, it's not really hard to do. But obviously now we're going to test the 4G quality of this camera. No, sorry, of this phone. I don't know why I thought it was a camera. The 4G quality. Now, what's the speed on it? Because obviously that's the main thing that people want to see. Because it's a 4G phone really. So for that we're off to the designer outlet in York. So I hope you enjoy. I'm now in the designer outlet area. I'm outside because we're going to do a 4G test. We're currently because only 4G is only currently in New York, so I could only go here. So to do a test of 4G, we're going to use speedtest.net, which is a well-used application both on computer and on mobile. So if we start this up. This is the Moto 4G as you know, but this is like a basic review test but with the 4G outside. So this is what speeds we get. It might be a bit slow at first, but it does actually go faster. Now 4G does sap up your mobile data quite a lot, so you have to be careful what you use it for. So I turn it off, and so this uses about 100 megabytes per time actually, so it's quite a lot really. So yeah, as you can see, these speeds are better than I actually get at home. At home I only get 1.9 upload, so it takes me a while to upload videos, while here I could do it really quickly. So it's much better, but obviously it's not the best idea. So that's the 4G version. We're now going to do a call test to my sister, who is going to answer the phone, hopefully, to test the call quality. So if I just get my sister on the phone here, if I know how to use the phone. It is a little bit difficult to navigate around the contact section, because I actually don't know all contacts that would help. Right, and if I ring my sister, we'll see what the call quality is like. It's now switched itself to H plus, not 4G.
Hi, Ray.
Hi, Liv. What's the call quality like? Can you hear me well?
Yeah, I'm in a DVD shop, so over the music I can hear you alright, yeah.
That's good. So no fuzziness, no nothing. It all sounds like it would normally sound.
Yeah, it's quite clear actually.
That's good. So can you hear any background noise like the kids screaming or wind?
No, not really.
Oh, that's pretty good then. Thank you.
It's quite good.
Thank you for taking part in the test.
It's fine. We're in a DVD shop called That's Entertainment or something. I don't know where it is.
Okay. See you in a bit.
Okay.
Right, so that was a basic call quality test, and my sister seems to think it's very good. That's actually the first time I've ever done a call quality test, so it's done very well. If you want to actually visit the designer outlet, it's the postcode is YO1940A, so it's near York, it's just before York, so yeah. So that's a basic outdoor 4G test of the phone, and so I'll go back to the main review inside. Thank you very much. Now that we've been there and done a test and come back, basically, we can just carry on doing a little bit more. So in the settings, let's go for example, let's go to settings. You can go up to the corner, press across like that, press settings. It's much easier that way. You've got your Wi-Fi, you've got your Bluetooth, you've got data usage, you've got sound. So if, for example, when you start up, you get a few apps. You don't get Facebook, you don't get Google, you don't get Twitter, anything like that. If you wanted to do that, you'd have to download them separately, unlike the iOS, like Apple, because Apple you get that comes automatically. But printing's also good. You've got the HP print service plugin. So if you have a HP printer like I do, which is just out over there, basically you can print wirelessly, and it does work. I've tried it out. It's actually works quite well. What else? We've got developer options. For developer options, you need to press About Phone for 7 times. So if I press it, it'll even tell me. I think it's About Phone. No, it's not About Phone. What is it? Build number, something like that. No, you're already a developer. If you just build number in About Phone for 7 times, you get more options. So, for example, you can change more advanced settings, such as process stats, USB debugging, all sorts of stuff really, lots and lots of things. CPU stuff. Basically, you can change the way the graphics are on the device, so you can make it faster and more snappier and stuff like that. Date and time. Obviously, you can change the way the date and time is on here, and accessibility. It's quite useful. There's a lot of stuff that comes on here. Motorola device ID, backup and reset, location security, apps. It tells you what all the apps you've got installed and what you've got downloaded. Storage, batteries, display, sound. Obviously, it tells you what your ringtone is and what you can set it as your ringtone. It's not particularly. It's a good thing that you can do. You've got airplane mode. You got you can tell it what your default SMS app is. For like texting and stuff like that. Tethering and mobile hotspot. It's got a lot of very advanced features. You can do advanced Wi-Fi. So if you go on Wi-Fi, press the little button in the corner, press advanced. You've got more advanced settings. So for Wi-Fi optimization, I've turned that off because what happens is this. Sometimes you might have noticed that your Wi-Fi doesn't work properly on this on the Android device, and for that you just need to turn off Wi-Fi optimization. That should work on the Nexus and products as well. Should do. So, but yeah, sorry, I haven't had this phone in the camera. But basically, yeah. Yeah, so that's about it really. You've got all sorts of nice, useful things you can do with the phone. You've got your phone selection. Tells you all your little contacts and where who you can call and all the rest of it like that. They have to keep changing it all the time because the new updates of KitKat keep changing it. I don't know why. Google Now, you can tell it to search stuff into Google. So for example, we'll use it this time. We'll just say, "What is the weather outside in York?" And it kind of tells you. Now, obviously I had the volume turned down there, but basically it'll speak out to you what the weather is in York currently. And it's quite good because obviously iOS is quite of a pain because when you speak to it, it doesn't really recognise you. Whilst Google Now, it does recognise you. You don't have to train it, you don't have to do anything like that. It's much easier. You just can speak to and it knows, about this. And obviously, yeah. So, as this is a Google phone, you can use it for YouTube. It's got everything integrated into it. So, the YouTube app is actually there. You don't need to download that, obviously. I'm not uploading this, obviously, from through here, and I'm not. Although it would be good because the 4G is much faster upload than what I have at home. So it's much better. And if I had to upload it in York, because you get speeds of around about 30 megabits per second upload. Well, here we only get 1.9, so obviously it takes a long time for me to upload videos, but in York it would take half the time, if not more than that. So you know, it would be better, but obviously that's a bit irrelevant, because obviously I can't really do that because they've got a capped data limit of 1 gigabyte, you see. So yeah. So that's about it really for a basic review of the phone. You know, I've not gone into any depth because you know, just to keep it basic. I didn't want to keep it going on forever, because obviously you might get a little bit bored. I could go more in depth, but obviously you've got the FM radio, you've got gallery, Gmail, and other email apps and stuff like that. I'll give you a link to a website, or I'll write them down in the description of the apps that come included with your phone, and what you can do with it. Remember to install an antivirus, because obviously this just works just like Windows, so it's in the same way you've got to install an antivirus. On mine I've got Avast and Malwarebytes. I've got both on them like I have on my desktop, so it's no different. So you can do that. You can download. I'd recommend you do. Obviously you can download one, you'd have to download both, but I have just for a bit of extra security, but obviously that will slow your phone down a little bit more. But yeah, my phone seems to handle it without that, so with both of them, so it's okay. The battery does go flat quite quick. Obviously where I work there's a bit of patchy mobile network, so obviously it's constantly trying to connect to 4G, and it keeps changing down to Edge and GPRS, and it keeps changing because it can't do it, and it's trying to obviously find the best signal, so the battery just goes. You know, it's like half battery now. Say if I went to work, it'd be like maybe 3/4 full, maybe half full, and then when I finish it'd be empty. It'll just go flat on me. So you know, that's not very good in that respect. But yeah, you can also turn all that off. The location settings are all in the corner here, so if you wanted to turn location off, you could do. Obviously I've got location on just because it's a little bit easier. Location works a bit easier when with your apps. So some apps require location, you see, so they might just keep bothering you, so it might be easy just to turn it on. But you can also tell it how accurate you want it to be, because it gives you free accuracy settings, like high accuracy. We'll see, for that it'll use Wi-Fi, GPS and mobile networks. You've got, what else have you got? You've got the least accuracy, I don't know what they're called, but one of them just uses your GPS, the next one just uses your mobile network and your GPS, and the next one uses all three of them. Obviously, because the more you put it on, the more it's gonna be able to find where you are. But yeah, the sat nav is very good on here. If I go on maps, and the sat nav is very good. It'll tell me where you are and where I am. Obviously, you guessed I'm in the Selby area. So, but if I, for example, searched, say if we wanted to go to the designer outlet, if we wanted to, you know, give it a bit of a turn up the volume, because obviously we wanted to hear it. So if you wanted to tell you to go to the designer outlet, basically you type in the postcode, and then yeah, so there's the designer outlet, which by the way I actually work there too, so just thought I'd let you know. Not that you'd be interested, just thought I'd tell you. If you wanted to drive there, it tells you how long it's going to take to drive. But say we press start navigation, it just acts like a sat nav really. You know, it tells. So it tells you how to, you know, it's like a sat nav. It goes, actually it's just like a sat nav. It has the, you know, arrow, and it moves along with you. And it tells you the ETA, how many miles it is. It's very useful on how it works. So yeah, I hope that gave you a nice basic review of how this phone works. Obviously remember, GPS and on the maps will drain your battery quite quick, as I've demonstrated, but also your mobile network data if you capped, obviously. Yeah, so just some questions on Amazon. Not that I'm answering them directly through here, but yeah, it should work with any SIM card you put into this, because this was unlocked because I got it from Amazon. So this should, which I'll give a link to in the description as well. But generally, basically, it should be. It's unlocked, so basically anything should work with this phone. Basically any SIM. There's not even 2G or 3G SIMs will work with it, but obviously you won't get the full benefit of the 4G. But I had to go to York to test it because we don't have 4G here, so let's go to York to do that. So yeah, that's about it really for the review, basic review of the Motorola Moto G 4G. Please like, comment and subscribe. So thank you very much.